against the wall, CL20's knocking rated. IGI tripping, validated, shoot ready. Brown incarcerated, got my people living dead. Gang wars back to back to the hoes where they sent me.
Hey yo, what's good with everybody, man? I hope everybody's having a productive day, feeling blessed, and like I always say, is one life, one chance. When we got one chance to do this right, let's get it done. So trip out on this detail, these information. This got to be the most dumbest thing I ever heard, right? But it's true because I talked to somebody that's on the yard in Kern Valley, and I don't cover up nothing, bro. I keep it real. I speak the honest truth, and I provide what's provided to me to you guys. So this information like blew my mind, bro. And you seen the thumbnail, homie. You seen what I said on the thumbnail. Yes, SNY right now in Kern Valley is being ran by the GBGs, the gay boy gangsters. Now, like I said, they started off a long time ago in, what was it? Not Victorville, it was Vacaville. And then it went to Salinas Valley. And they were always in Salinas Valley protecting the transsexuals and, you know, making love to them and, you know, knocking boots and, you know, using all kinds of pomade or whatever, Vaseline, you know what I mean, mud pies. Nobody took that group serious because in reality, once the trainees hit the yard, bro, they just kind of like abandoned them fools. Once they got spreaded all over SNY and the California Department of Corrections, they pretty much just found other dudes to be their boyfriends, to be their man, and just left them fools hanging. So them fools are walking around like, well, I'm GBG. Technically, my group was designed to support them and protect them, but they found love with somebody else, man. So I guess I'm just GBG. But things have changed. Times have evolved. And now a lot of my content, I explained how STGs, those SNY groups that are heavily involved in gang and prison politics on the SNY side. I talked about the Zapatistas. I talked about the 2-5ers, the independent riders. I talk a lot about northern riders. Those were the four biggest ones. Now, there's been small groups that try to show up and push a line and get hurt. Like the green lighters, they do it on the level 2s, level 3s. They get to the level 4, they get the blues. They get the blues. You know, that's just what SNY inmates do. A lot of them try to create their own little cliques and be somebody. And usually it didn't work out because the four biggest pre-established SNY gangs were 2-5ers, Zapatistas, independent riders, and northern riders. Those were the only ones, and those groups pretty much had an agreement like we ain't gonna let nobody else get big. But then the OC card turned into the All-Stars, and the All-Stars ain't around that much, but they are on certain yards. But on other yards, they're like green lighted with the Zapatistas and 2-5ers. So the GBGs, the homie straight up said that they're on the yard right now. On C Yard in Kern Valley, laying it down. And I was like, what do you mean by laying it down? Like every once in a while they just jumping somebody? He was like, nah, fool, them fools are laying that yard down a lot, bro. A lot. Like every other day they're dropping the yard. And I'm like, really? Like they got that deep and that big? Well, we understand, you know, California Department of Corrections, you know, they allow you to transition to be a woman. And a lot of those dudes want to do that so they can get put in the women's facility and take advantage of that situation and manipulate the system so they can go have sex with women because they're not going to technically cut it off, but they identify as a woman to get placed in a woman's facility. And somehow, some way, it's reaching to that point where they might be allowed to do that. It's messed up, but a lot of men are turning transgenders in jail. Not every guy, but that doesn't cross every dude's mind frame in jail. But the ones that do have that thought and they commit to it and they do it are just trying to end up in the women's facility so they can make love to a woman. Very odd, but that's how the mind frame works for those guys. So he said that they're going at it right now. The GBGs and the transsexuals. They're going at it with the 2-5ers and the Zapatistas. He said they blasted 2 Zapatistas. He didn't know their names. He didn't know the reason why. He said the 2-5ers was over drug deals gone bad. And he said the 2-5ers tried to draw down on them. The trainees got in with their boyfriends, and they said that 2-5ers got the business. They got the blues on that yard. And he said since then, it's been a continuous gang war between the GBG / their little girlfriends or their little pets or whatever I'd call themselves. I don't know. I've never really seen them on the yard with me, so I don't really know how they identify themselves or their politics per se. And they're going to war with all these groups. And they said it's a constant war because where the GBGs are housed are in 1 through 4. And 1 through 4 on C Yard happened to house all the STG gangs right then and there. And then 5 through 8 segregated all non-affiliates, people that want to program. He said that a lot of GBGs are on the upper yard. That's usually where they go and they try to get housed and moved to. He said, but for the ones that have stayed from in buildings 1 through 4, they just been kicking it off, bro. Just kicking it off left and right. And I'm like, well, besides the 2-5ers and Zapatistas, which more likely that gang war is going on over, to even call it a gang war is crazy. That war is going on over drugs and debts. I mean, who else are they jumping? He was like, I have no idea, bro. He goes, all I know is these fools come out and they start blasting. So it made me laugh and it made me think, and I wanted to show you. Across the screen right here, you can see it on Hector Bravo's Patreon. That's actually a trainee with her own man. And they start assaulting a cop. And if you can't tell, bro, and you're going to sit here and make me really explain to you how we both know that that's a trainee, look at the shorts, look at the physique, the long hair. That's how they look in jail. That's how they dress in jail. And that's how they present themselves on the tier in front of everybody, just trying to show off and trying to antagonize and entice people. That's what they do, bro. That's their get down. They even have a man in their cell, bro, and they'll go out there just trying to show it off, bro, just to see if anybody else trying to jump in and fight his own man and see who wins and that weird stuff that goes on SNY. You see it a lot. You really, I mean, when I was on the level 4s in SNY, I didn't see a lot of trainees on there. Like, couples showed up, and then I seen a couple of riots with them, and I was like, damn, them fools got off, man. At the end of the day, they're still dudes. I don't want to get whooped on by one of them, and I sure in the hell don't want to fight one-on-one. Even if I win, it's not a win. Everybody's like, really, bro? That's how much thugged out you are? You going head up with a hyena? That's what they would tell you if you won. But if you lost, you're like, man, you gonna let that hyena scrape you like that, bro? Man, you weak, bro. You shouldn't even be gangbang, man. Cover up your tattoos, bro. Don't come out your cell, bro. You want a wig, bro? We can make you a wig out of sheets, bro. Or the mop bucket. You know, the mop. We can use the mop. You want to use the mop? So when I seen that video, I started laughing because they 3-on-1 the cop didn't drop. He sprayed him pretty good. But it works like that every time. If a dude gets into it with anybody and he happens to have one of his little boy toys in the cell, they jump in for them. They go full-fledged for them. And there's inmates on the yard that will fight you one-on-one to snatch your girl. They out there bagging women and they stealing each other's women in there, so-called women. That's just how it works, right? So when he told me, and I haven't been in the penal system for quite some time, so things have changed. And for him to say, hey, bro, man, the GBGs are laying the yard down right now, bro. It just went off. And he calls me, and that's how he starts all the conversation. And I have to dive in and ask him, like, what's going on, bud? Like, really? Like, are you being serious with me? They're really kicking it off? He's like, bro, they're deep. And they're the ones laying the yard down the most right now. So I had no choice but to relay that message and relay that video. So I'll bring you to a crazy story. I was in SADF D yard. I was in building 5 at the time. I was sitting on the table playing, we were playing Pinochle, and trust me, I suck at Pinochle. For those that know how to play Pinochle, let me know. Let me know how you get down. Let me know if you raw with it, because I needed a cheat sheet most of the time. And if I played with a partner, bro, I would pass. That's the best I could do, pass. I know how to throw down the books a little bit, but I can't count. Like, you got to be a skilled person to count cards in Pinochle, bro. I know people that be like, man, I know what he's going to throw. I know how many books I can get. I know how many books are in your hand without seeing your hand. You got some raw people that play Pinochle, man. I'll be like, man, that's wasted talent right there, bro. You learn all that and you just sitting in jail for life? Man, you suck, bro. You could have been in Vegas counting cards. But still, we're playing Pinochle and I suck at it. There was this black dude upstairs. Big dude, chubby dude. He looked like a character off the Clevelands, right? Little chunky boy. Cool as hell, man. Hella cool. He always came out with his glasses on. He was hella cool. Well, he didn't have a celly, and then sure enough, they pop his door. And we're playing Pinochle, and we look up because we hear a door open up, so where everybody's all wearing, plus we're probably all tweaked out. So they tell him, hey, you're going to get a celly right now. Come hop him with his stuff. So he comes down, like maybe 5-7 minutes later, and the celly port opens. Sure enough, here comes the trainee. And that fool looked at that fool and literally just walked away. Didn't help him with his property. So the transsexual is talking to the cops for like 2 minutes, and then he starts picking his stuff up there, and it goes up there. And they go into the cell. Dude did not at all help that dude out, bring his stuff up. He just went in the cell. I heard him cell moving for a little bit. And then dude goes up there, and the door shuts. We don't think much of it, but everybody assumes on the SNY, if you take a transsexual in the cell, you're automatically gay, and you're automatically gonna smash his beans, and you're gonna make tamales and all kinds of other stuff, right? That sucks that I use the reference tamales, man, because I like tamales, and I'm gonna kill my own thought process on that. So, making whatever they're gonna be making, you know, smashed beans, whatever the case may be, Taco Bell, Del Taco, we'll call it that. About a week and a half later, we come back from yard, and around this time, the cops were real loose with it. So if you had your celly open up your door and the cop wasn't looking, you can grab your shower roll and jump in the shower as long as nobody was in the shower. If somebody was in the shower, then you were A out, you were butt out. So that's what happens. I look at the shower, nobody's there, and I look at my celly Playboy, and I was like, give my roll, fool, give my roll. I'm gonna go jump in the shower real quick, and I jump in the shower, bam. So I'm showering. All the doors are popping because we're all coming back from yard, and sure enough, I see old boy, the homie that looked like a Cleveland character. He comes out with his towel and he's going like this. And he's like, it was summertime. I know for sure it was summertime because we were hot. So I'm thinking he has that wet towel and he's just smacking his body, keeping himself warm. And he goes up to the cop and he was like, hey, man, get this fool out of my cell. And they start talking. That's all I heard. And I see him getting into a verbal exchange. So I'm kind of like, just being nosy. That's what inmates do. We just be nosy. That's all we're good for is just being nosy. And sure enough, I see his celly, the transsexual, coming down in his blues. So I don't know what happened. Don't know what took place. Never talked to the dude after this, you know. But I didn't really talk to him anyway. I just said what's up to him every now and then. And that dude had like maybe 50 CDs in his cell. So he was always a good... Never talked to him. Never had a regular conversation with him. But I knew he had CDs, so I was always shooting him. Cause like, what's up, fool? You want to bump some of mine? Can I bump that? Can I bump that Jeezy, bro? Can I bump that Snowman 3? Can I bump this? Can I bump that? He let you borrow his music. He didn't care. He had a lot of it. That's how I knew him. So the trainee's coming down and I see him. I still don't think nothing of it. Don't think nothing of it at all. And I see the trainee just... You know what the girls do when they get ready for a fight? Start pulling out the hoop earrings and a nose earring now, since all the girls have nose earrings and stuff like that and whatever. So he's wrapping up his hair, but he's still wrapping it up, and he's next to his celly while his celly's telling the cop, hey, get this fool out of my cell. I don't want this fool in my cell. That's all I could. That's the gifs of what I gotten. And I just see that fool go, bam, and just hit old boy. Now, old boy, like I said, he must have been like maybe 6'1", 6'2", 300-something pounds, glasses. Tips him. It was like cow tipping in the day room, bro. Tips him, he just like, boom. And he falls, bam. And that was it, just one hit. And the cop goes, God damn it, man, you really gonna make me do right up, man, when it was shift change. And he pulls out the can, get on the goddamn ground, woo, woo, woo. Dude gets on the ground, old boy still on the ground. Everybody's looking around like, oh, man, we missed it, bro. It must have been a KO. Everybody thought dude got knocked out. But dude just laying on his side like, he's not phased. You can tell he's not phased. He's just looking at old boy like, really, dude? Really? And they just rolled over, cuffed. Well, they wound up taking the transsexual out because technically on the SNY, if you hit somebody and they don't swing back, that's a battery on an inmate. That's a shoe term. You go to the hole. Now, say if dude hit him and dude punched back, it would have been labeled a mutual fight and you guys can come back. That's how some of my batteries that were sanctioned that were written up as battery on an inmate with great bodily injury and got sent to the DA. I believe 2 of them got dismissed on the basis that the victim said that he was getting down with me one-on-one when everything took place. So in his write-up, he said he fought back. Like Local Man wrote an affidavit to the courts and said, hey, man, what you mean? I hit him first. I assaulted him. He had a right to defend himself, and everybody was just trying to break us up. But in reality, we jumped the hell at that boy. Broke his knee, split his eyebrow. We did all that. But as long as somebody swings back, it's mutual. But if you punch somebody and they walk away and tell the cops, battery on the inmate, you're going to the hole for 8 months. That's how that works. So they wind up taking old boy, the dude with the long hair, battery on the inmate, he goes to the hole. Dude comes back. And what made me laugh about this situation is I hear the door pop. It was count time, about to be dinner when they brought him back. And he came back with the same towel doing this. Slapping his, because he was a big boy, he was chunky, so he was like trying to keep himself cool. And he wasn't even embarrassed that he got hit by the dude. No shame. He didn't care, bro. I think he just really wanted that fool gone. He didn't care if he got punched for it. He didn't care that he got dropped by one. he didn't care, bro. I think he didn't really want to be with that fool as a celly. He just took him in for now to get rid of him or to alleviate the situation from him getting good put in a hole for refusing to take a celly. Because back in those days, 2013, 12, 13, 14, if you refused the celly, you were the one going to the hole and they took your cell. So you'd have to go through the whole process, and then they can end up putting you in another cell, and you might not like that person, get down, he kills you, you kill him. So some people just took them and just told them, hey, find a different cell, find a boyfriend. I know that's what you came here to do. But yeah, that's the information the homeboy relayed to me, so I thought I related to you guys. So with that being said, like I always say, is one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. Peace.